What's up guys, Richard here, welcome back to the 6th devlog in my magic language learning game series. Okay, so today I'm going to show you the current progression of the main character, which you can already see up on the screen. Then I'm going to show you a basic market test we done, and then finally I'm going to show you the current state of the prototype. So the main character, as you can clearly see, Saban has done a lot of work over the last week. Basically, he's added a ton of details into the sculpt, but he's also finished the sculpt. So basically what he's done now is created a re-topologized version of the actual sculpt itself. So basically the way art works is you have like a really highly detailed model which is just way too intensive to run within a game, and then you make a low detailed version of that which is actually really not recognizably different to the player themselves. So that's what he's done now, and hopefully next week we'll start seeing some actual painting happening of the main character. So I'm pretty excited for that. Now let's move on to the market testing. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to find out is, would people actually want this game? Would they want to play it at all? So I did a basic market testing, and as you can see we've got 38 responses here. I laid out the concept, who I am, there was basically a little video here, and then a bunch of questions. And this was basically around the idea, not the prototype so much itself, although I showed off the prototype. Now I'm going to show you one of those responses which I thought was pretty good, and that is, would you buy this game? And look at this, 28, almost 29% of people said straight up that they would buy this game, which is like really uplifting for us because that gives us hope that we will be able to one day actually build this entire thing out and sell it. But what we want to win over is this 55% here. We want you guys to also play this game, and hopefully the 15%, but you know, you can't be too greedy. Okay, so what came of this? Well, a few small changes. Well, I guess they're small on the surface, but underneath they're pretty big. But a few changes that are going to happen. We're going to have a lot more narrative-based story. So you guys are going to be playing this game. It's going to have a story. You're going to evolve through this story. And you're not going to recognize it really as a language learning game. However, the second main thing you guys wanted was a lot more language learning. So what we're going to do is introduce a lot more language learning. There's going to be a lot more spells you can do. It's not going to be all combat. A small portion of it's going to be combat, but there's going to be lots of things you can do with the spells, or the language, I guess, as you progress through this game that's not combat based. So we've got these two things that we're going to be doing. There's going to be a lot more stories you can follow, and then there's going to be a lot more language or spells that you can learn. Now I'm not going to show you the rest of this, but I do want to show you what I'm excited to show you, which is the prototype. Okay, so this is the prototype as is. Remember, I'm recording my screen, things may slow down a little bit. So I'm just going to run up to this guy here, but before I do, I just want to quickly point out, when you start this game, you're going to start in this place called the Void, and the Void is going to be like this white world, maybe like fog everywhere type of thing, and this is where you get trained as a wizard before moving into the real world. So there's going to be this guy here, and he's going to say, welcome to the Void, and I'm just going to hit enter. Here you will learn the magical language of Esperanto, which you will use to rid the world of demons. But before you begin your magical training, you first need your own spell book, because you don't have that big book on your back yet. This book will record all the spells you learn. It will also be your friend in times of need. The idea is that book will be able to fly around and do things as well. So step up to the altar and pick up your spell book by pressing tab. Now, this here is the altar, the white cube altar. Obviously, we're still developing this. We haven't done any of the artwork for the actual game yet. But I'm just going to pick up my little book, which picks up that giant cube, and he's going to go, to open and close your spell book, just press the control key. Try to open and close your spell book now. Press the control key. So then I'll do it. Beautiful spellbook opens, which is basically just a big black square at the moment, and I'll close that, and then we'll continue our training. Excellent work. Now you'll need to learn how to properly greet your fellow wizards. When approaching a wizard, or being approached by a wizard, just type saluton to start the conversation. Saluton is the spell for hello. Try it with me, say saluton to me. Now, I'm going to point out that at the moment this is all like line-based, but in the final version of the game it's going to be like a speech bubble with like kind of maybe several lines of information all at once. So let's just jump through this. Saluton, he goes, excellent work. Now this is a new spell, so it will appear in your spell book. Check your spell book again. So I'll get control. Great, there it is, saluton, hello. And then he goes, now you will learn how to identify objects. Follow me. And I'll go, oh, okay. And I'll follow him all the way down here. and he takes me to this new area and he goes, here you will learn how to select objects. Just walk up to any object, press tab. If several objects are clustered together, you'll select them all at once. You can then cycle through them by pressing tab. I want you to select each object here. I'll watch your progress. So I'll do that. I'll go grab that one. That one's already selected. So I'll go select these two. Boom, got them all selected. He comes back down. Now I'll teach you how to identify an object. Every object has a magical name. To reveal an object's magical name, simply select it and type "Kio estas tio." This means what is that? The object will then reveal its name. You try it, select an object and type "Kio estas tio." And remember, you can always open your spellbook. Yep, there it is. You can even keep it open while you cast and go "Kio estas tio." And I've casted and it pops up in there. Scatolo, that's the name of that object, which means box. Now that you have identified an object, it will appear in your spellbook for future reference. We will now learn how to cast offensive spells. Follow me. So then I follow this guy. He runs all the way up here. And over here is going to be like a training test dummy. Here I'll teach you how to cast a fireball. This is a complex spell, so make sure you pay attention, but even if you forget the spell, it will be added to your spell book to cast a fireball. You need to target an object and type "Mi el sorachas firedon." And if you're an Esperanto speaker, you've probably noticed there that the special letter, the CX, which should be a C with a hat on it, doesn't appear. We're fixing that. That will appear probably within a week or so. Okay, this means I cast a fireball against a dummy there. Keep going until you destroy it. Remember, you can always check your spell book by pressing Control if you forget the spell. I'll watch your progress from here. So let's try that. So I'll select that and, well, I'll just do it from here, I guess. I could do it from anywhere if I want. "Mi el sorachas firedon." So, at the moment, you're typing out "Mi el sorachas firedon," which might seem like a fair bit, but once you get better at it, you're going to learn from players, from other characters within the game, how to shorten your spells. Obviously, more complex spells will be longer, but those, you won't have to type "Mi el sorachas" every single time, but you will at the beginning of the game so that you get used to understanding that grammatical concept. But remember, most people won't teach you their spells. You'll need to be observant. If you see someone casting or using a spell you've never seen before, try it yourself. If you can successfully mimic their spell, it will be added to your spell book. Also, magic is very powerful. Try mix and matching what you learn. You'll be surprised what new spells you can learn by just mixing and matching what you've already learned. Follow me. Now, that's something you guys will definitely need to take note of. In this game, you won't be taught every single spell. A lot of it will have to be player-derived by once you learn these concepts in this language and actually start using this language, you will start to see the commonality between different sentence structures, and then you'll just mix and match them, and sometimes it will work and you'll just discover a new spell. You've now completed your magical training. All that is left is to step onto the portal, but before you go, you must learn one last thing. If you're ever stuck in a conversation with a fellow wizard and need to make a quick exit, just say "Jis." This is short for goodbye. Try it now with me. Type "Jis" to say goodbye. So then I'll just do that, and he says goodbye to me. Open my spell book. I've got all that stuff in there that I've learned. Now imagine your spellbook's going to get pretty big, so your goal is going to be to start memorizing specific spells that you use a lot, which means you're going to start learning the language. Anyway, if you guys like this video, like it, share it around, sub to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video, because there is no more to show you right now in the prototype.